Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Air Bud Spikes Back. This is the final Air Bud movie in the collection that's on Disney Plus that I have yet to watch, or I just watched it, I should say. This was the last one in the list. I watched them as they were picked randomly, so this is not exactly in order. This is from 2003. Yeah, 2003. It's an hour and 27 minutes long, and yeah. Have you seen an Air Bud film? Well, it's the same as the other Air Bud films, except this one has volleyball and not football, baseball, of course, basketball, which started it all, and has he done hockey? I've actually run out of memory just trying to remember this kind of stuff. There's Spikes Back, there's Air Bud, there is Golden Receiver, World Pup Soccer, that's what it was, and seventh inning fetch. He does it all. Even breeds a new generation of puppies that spun off into the Buddies franchise, where it's all just puppies, but with voices. Very, very obnoxious voices. It's my opinion because I just don't like it when people do digital mouth recreations on animals and then give them cool cliche attitudes. One's a hip hop one, one's a princess, one's a fat one, one's a Buddhist one. They're just it's crazy. But not to knock it all. These are not made for me. These are made for children, and the formula sticks. There's familiarity is what draws people back to these films. There's nobody out there going, oh man, we need to really retool this in a way that appeals to a greater audience. Some of the more intellectual minds, or possibly the higher level, just critics out there. No. You go with what works, as long as it's not like, okay, these are fairly dumb, but it doesn't matter because again, you can't blame that a children's series of films, a franchise, a very popular franchise, is somehow not clever or innovative. There's plenty of humor. Some of it's very cute. It's the villains in this, and there's always a pair of villains. They change, although I think the first one involving the clown was kind of dark. They change in each film, and they all have some sort of special goal in mind. In this one, it's a pair of plumbers, which, honestly, they remind me of somebody doing their best and a really good Chris Farley impression, and another one doing is it Jamie from Saturday Night Live? Just I can't remember his name. He had his own shows and everything else, but slick back hair and mouth always agape, and they're cartoonish versions of humans. To a certain degree, they're very cartoonish. Not the brightest people in existence, but they feel that they're up to the task of robbing a giant jewel that's coming to Fernville. Like, Fernville is the home of Air Bud, and every movie takes place, from what I can remember, in Fernville, and these people, everybody in town, because of his original basketball adventure, just take it for granted. Everybody knows, first of all, who Buddy is, and they take it for granted that he can just roam the city free and there's no leash laws, apparently, and he can also just associate with a very small 4-year-old, I suppose, just wandering around and trying to acquire as much ice cream as possible. And his kid's gonna be sick. He's certainly not lactose intolerant, but good grief, this kid eats a lot of ice cream. And it basically is just, you get to see a 4-year-old. I'm guessing a 4-year-old, maybe 3-year-old. I don't know. He can speak lines and hit his mark, apparently. And he just has to have a messy face as much as possible. He's also trained Buddy, but Buddy is leaps and bounds more intelligent than that child. Either way, Buddy must be humoring him in having him be trained to run an obstacle course in order to win a summer's supply of ice cream. But that's not even the main story. No. Beyond the bumbling burglars who realize that in this small town museum, which I think was also the local jail at one point, and or was also like, I don't know, courthouse, and or just the it doesn't matter. They just use the same building that had once been a place of justice is now just a place where they keep a gigantic jewel on display for no reason. It's not like it's in the Louvre. It's not in, New York or L.A. or Miami. It's in Fernville, and it's protected by lasers and a guard who always has a sandwich in his mouth and is also sleeping. And somehow, coincidentally, these guys pick up on a job as plumbers with a golden toilet on the roof. This is 2003, so it's before any of that other stuff involving golden toilets. And they figure, okay, this is our opportunity to steal that jewel. But they are stymied the moment that they realize there's all sorts of lasers, they can't get around. So they decide, as everybody does who comes to that town, to kidnap Buddy. On the day of the big championship of whatever sport he's involved with. Can he escape, this time teaming up with a parrot who has a lot of lines? Has more lines than most of the actors in the film? Sure, why not? Yeah. So Buddy, he's just going about his day. He's basically our main storyline involves what's her name? She's our main hero in the past has been Josh, who is Buddy's best friend, but he's off at college. He's all grown up now. The first film was in 1997, so he really grew up fast. But his little sister is now the main character, played by Katia Previc, Andrea Fram. So Andrea starts out the movie with the last day of school. Everybody's cheering, but she and her best friend are kind of sad and depressed that their friend is moving away to California, to San Diego. And they're just super depressed, and they part ways, and Buddy, tries to console her because he's a dog that understands feelings, and she realizes that her friend's like, hey, you can come out and visit California at some point. She wants that this summer. She wants to go, but she has to make enough money, so she does all sorts of odd jobs that she's not really qualified for, but she's really qualified to taking care of a dog due to Buddy being part of the family. And that's honestly a golden reference, a golden retriever reference. And everybody's like, hey, well, if you take care of Buddy, and Buddy is the best dog in the world, he's famous for doing sports, well, then you must be a great dog sitter. And so it's not just dog sitter, but pet sitter. So they bring in every animal possible in that town, and she pet sits all of them, like 20 of them at one time. And of course, that's going to go wrong at some point because a parrot learns how to sing a cat food theme song where it goes meow, meow, meow a lot. Not the one you're thinking of, but a similar one that was available for this movie, that they made for this movie. And yeah, chaos erupts. She loses a lot of her money having to pay back all the people whose stands were destroyed at a local farmer's market because dog rampage. It sounds convoluted, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound complex? It's not. It's not very hard to follow at all. I just made it sound that way. So, of course, it all ends up in the situation where a cute new boy moves into town into her old friend's house, and he likes to play volleyball, and they discover that Buddy is really good at bopping the ball back across a fence. And the boy also says, oh man, well, if we win a championship, we're going to California, to Malibu, nowhere near San Diego, but it's close enough, it's a couple hours drive. But, and she's like, well, might as well join the team. And she acts like she's never heard of volleyball in her life. It never came to Fernville. Like, okay. But she learns how to play volleyball passably, and the dog picks it up perfectly well. And of course, there's no rules against dogs playing volleyball. Everybody knows this. In fact, I think at some point, some of the like rival teams should have made a law, like try to push that law into action just to keep from losing to a dog in every sport. This is Canada. Like, no dogs in curling. I mean, yeah. How? Yes, there's plenty of jokes, including one, you know. Again, most of the adults are cartoonish in how they're expressed. Their coach is all bundle of nerves. I can't even find him as to who he was. I remember Edie McClurg is in this. Edie McClurg is just an icon, and she's been in so many things. She plays Grandma. There's just lots of little bits for each of the adult characters that make them just weird enough to go, well, we're kids and we've figured it all out. We know what we're going to do. The adults are just weird. Grandma just makes really gross sandwiches that involve vegetables, like whole asparagus, like not even cooked, like in a sandwich, and just putting raisins and everything for some reason. And they just hate her food. But she's a nice lady altogether because she's Edie McClurg. And it's her parrot that causes all the chaos. And again, I'm telling this completely out of order so that you can watch this in order and go, oh, that's all that stuff that he told out of order. Are these movies really, really good? No. The intent of being just good, fun, clean fun for kids, absolutely. You can identify as the 4-year-old, or you can identify as the 13-year-old, I guess, teenager, and go, man, wouldn't it be great to play volleyball with a dog and then achieve our dreams of going to California? That's one way of doing it. So there you go. That was basically the deconstructed analysis of Air Bud Strikes Back that nobody asks for. The fact that the name of the movie is a play on The Empire Strikes Back is, it redeems it for me, of course, but yeah, sorry, the clip for anyway. The parrot, the dog get kidnapped. He performs the deed for the kidnappers, the bumbling. By the way, when there's bad guys, and this is one of the things with Air Bud films, when you see bad guys in these films, they are completely inept. They are not a threat to anyone, except for maybe that clown in the first one. But nobody is in fear of these people because even they don't know what they're doing. So there's never a child in danger from them. It's always the dog. And the dog is capable of rescuing himself repeatedly from idiots. So if you haven't still seen Air Bud Spikes Back, here's your chance. You love volleyball? You love dogs? You love ice cream? Endless ice cream? This is a movie for you. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 80. All right. Let's see. Scroll. Okay. I was wondering, we've gotten so many movies. We're almost out of movies. I have like 7 or 8 movies left. One that's only being added later this month, but so it's like 8 movies total remaining. And so far, I have not gotten any notification that there are any other movies other than the one I already know of being added to Disney Plus. It's going to happen, but it's just I'm just surprised that I'm probably going to run out of movies by the end of March, or sooner, much sooner. This is a series. It's an animated series, and it's somewhat new. Came in toward the end of 2025, and there's also a series of shorts. But we're going to watch a proper episode, at least one full episode of this one called Stugo. But yeah, I had heard that it was coming for a long time, and then it just kept getting bumped for some reason. But Stugo is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.